Okay, this is lesson number 7, unit 6, and it's about finding unknown coordinates on a circle. So the main goal here is I can use cosine and sine to figure out information about points rotating in a circle. So let's go directly to the first one. The first task is what do you see and what do you wonder here? So pause the video for a while and see if you can figure out yourself. Write down some information. What do you see and what do you wonder? Okay. First thing is you see there are two circles here. Both have one is a circle. This circle, the first one looks like it is of unit 1. See, this is like there's a 1 here, so that's 1. This is 2. So once the left one is the unit circle with radius 1 and the other one is 2. What else you see is both the circle is they have the same center here. Then you also see there are two similar triangles there. See, if I can take this off. Uh, so you can see there are two triangles here uh, which is one is this one, and this is one. There's a 90 degrees. This also is 90, and there's angle theta. This also is angle theta. So you see that also is the same. So are these two? So what you wonder is are these two triangles similar? One, the small one and the big one. Are those two triangles similar? So you wonder what are the coordinates of this point could be. So the main thing you should be wondering what are the coordinates. They gave you the coordinates of this point here. What it means is this one is the x and y, that is the cosine of the angle and sine of the angle. So the question is what is this part? How do we figure this out? And if you see this, the one thing I want you to note down here is the main important information I want you to just look at this. There are two triangles which are similar. So one is this one. Why these two triangles are similar is because both have 90. This also is 90. Okay, if this is 90, and then also the other angle is equal. So because this is theta and this is theta, that means the other inside angle is same. See, because together is 180, so they have to be the same. So a similar triangle theorem can say those two triangles are similar. If they are similar, that means what does this mean? This is the x and y. It means this is 0.85. The length is 0.85 and the height is 0.5. So because they are proportional and this one becomes 2 here, so this 0.5, which is the height, now will be multiplied by 2. We'll see the scale factor from 1 is 2. So this becomes 2 times 0.5. So 0.5 will be 1. And the other one, this 0.85, that is 0.87, that you see this part. I think this is so much of too many things are going on. So what I'm trying to say is, let's write down nice and neat. So what does this mean? This length is 0.85. So this length is multiplied by 2. That means you are multiplying 0.85 multiplied by 2 becomes 2 5 is 0, 1, 2, 8, 16, 17, 7. So, so this point becomes, this 0.5 will be times 2 is 1. And if you multiply this, it is 1.7. But because it is in the second quadrant, it is minus and plus. So this has to be minus. So this is how you're supposed to understand this, that cosine. So for both this circle and this circle, the cosine, uh, so the left one is cosine of the angle, and this is the sine of the angle. But now you will see this is cosine of the angle, and this also is this is cosine, and sine. Okay, so there's one thing I want to also note down is you need to be very careful here. So this part is 1.7. This is 1.7. So this is 1.7, and the other one is when you multiply, this was 1, right? So now when you have this triangle, this coordinate, it is not the exactly this, but this time you have cosine of the angle. See this theta. So cosine of the angle is adjacent over hypotenuse. Now the hypotenuse is not 1, it is 2. So you have to be very careful there. So cosine of theta is adjacent is 1.7, and the hypotenuse, now because it is on the negative side, you put minus there and divide by 2. So you're supposed to write here minus 1.7 divided by 2. So this is how it is. And the other one is, this is cosine of theta, and then sine of theta becomes, so sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, that is 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 2. So hope that takes care. But eventually you will see this answer is going to be minus 0.87 and 0.5. Okay, let's go to the second one. So this is question 7.2. So here is a clock face. The length of the minute hand. Let's see. So the length of the minute hand on a clock is 5 inches, and the center of the clock is at the origin. So what I can do is, let's draw this. So it means that's too big. Let me make this one. Okay. So from here, let's draw. This is the x-axis, y-axis, and this is the x-axis. So this is the point where I start. Let's see. This is the origin. So the first question is, uh, the center of the clock is 0, 0. That's what I did. And this is the, let's draw the minute hand. So let's say this is the minute hand and this is the minute hand. So now the first question is, determine the coordinates of the end of the minute hand at the following times. That means, so let's say this part, if it is 45. Now what is this is, if this is how it is. So 45 minutes after 1 hour. So that means this minute hand goes, this is a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this is like this way. So you have an angle going around. So this angle, even though you rotate it, it's like on this way, but then the angle formed is considered always from this side. This is the main angle from this one. See, so the angle that is getting formed is here. The angle that is getting is the 180 degrees. Okay. So what is 180 degrees is just pi radians. Remember, 180 degrees is pi radians. So this angle is pi, but because it is exactly on the negative side of y-axis, so and the length of the is 5 inches, so this is minus 5 comma 0, and you're done. That's it. So that's all they're asking you. What are the coordinates? But you could also write, because this angle is pi, you can write down 5. You can 5 cosine of pi. This also is correct, and 5 sine of pi. Remember, the trick is, when you had anything like, if you have, this is the angle and that's the xy, and this was 1, so this was x and this was y, so cosine of the angle is x. Of course it was 1. Because it was 1, you just write x equal cosine theta, and sine is opposite of hypotenuse, So this is what we used to write. But now this is 5 here, so you have to be very careful. So because it is 5, this will become 5 here. So this is like 5, this is like 5. And then when you multiply 5 both sides, so the x becomes equals 5 cosine theta. So theta here is 5, and that's what this also is correct, and this directly. Next question is what 10 minutes after, so 10 minutes after 1 hour, that means this hour hand will go to 10 minutes. So let me take this one starts with here. So this is 5 minutes and that's it, right? So if you see this, this is last classes we have seen that how much is that angle? Let's see if I draw like the little bigger one here. And if you remember, I tried to break this into x-axis, y-axis, and then you can have 30 degrees, then 60 degrees. See, so this is 90 degrees. Then every time you can just add 30, 30, 120, 150, 180, then 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and back to 360. So that's what we have learned here. It means now the angle here, whatever that you see here, that angle will be this angle right here will be 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees. See that it's so small, tiny. So that angle here is 30 degrees. So we write it in the form of radians, which is pi by 6. So let's see, this is the one. So this is pi by 6. So your answer becomes, because it is 5, so this coordinates of that will be, so this coordinate is 5 cosine 5 cosine of pi by 6 and 5 sine of pi by 6, and you're done. Okay, so that's all it is. And then they're asking you also one more question is 40 minutes. What about 40 minutes after 1 hour? 40 basically means it will be, let me use this. It means, let's see, this is 10 minutes, right? So if I go clock 40 minutes means this is 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35. There you go, 40. It's just opposite to whatever you have there. You see this? So answer for this is, so in other words, I use the green. So this is the angle. See, the angle here is how many pi by 6? And you can see that. So this is 1 pi by 6. The one that this is 2 pi by 6, which is pi by 3. That is 60 degrees. Then this is 3 pi by 6, which is pi by 2. This is 4 pi by 6. This is 5 pi by 6. This is 6 pi by 6. And that's the 7 pi. So this whole thing is 7 pi by 6. So when you write the coordinate here, so you're going to write, because the minute hand is at 5 distance, so you write 5 cosine of 7 pi by 6. And the other one is 5 sine of 7 pi by 6. Or you can see it is the opposite to this side, right? They are the opposite. So whatever is here, we have, and it is in the third quadrant in both minus, you could also write exactly the same, but with 5 sine of pi by 6 and 5, sorry, I made a mistake. It should be cosine. This is cosine, exactly the same, but minus. And the other one is, so this is minus 5 cosine pi by 6 and minus 5 sine pi by 6, and you're done. That's all you're supposed to do. And there's another question is what, I'm going to clean this off. And there is one more question is asking what if you see this question, yeah, this one is the minute hand So this is second question. The minute hand on the other clock also is the same thing but has a length of 15 inches. And determine the coordinates at the end of that minute hand for the same thing 45, 10 minutes and 40 minutes. So if this is 15, the only change is I'm gonna go back to the same part. So this is now 15. It means so this is now 15. Be careful. So if it is A is again 45 minutes means here. So this point become minus 15 comma 0. That's it. That's all they're asking you. Or you can write it as because it is pi. This is pi. You write 15 cosine of pi and 15 sine of pi. You're done. So there are two ways you can write. Next is after 10 minutes means uh, this one. So 10. So this part is 10 minutes. See? So let me use the pink color. This is 10 minutes, right? So everything stays the same. Everything stays the same. Where did I keep that? Okay. So this is pi by 6. This one. This is pi by 6, right? So the only change now is the hypotenuse is 15. So you write 15 cosine of pi by 6 and 15 sine of pi by 6. So that's all you're writing. And if it is 40 minutes, that means this point means it is 7 pi by 6. This is 7 pi by 6. There you're going to write here this part. So I'm going to write here this is 15 cosine of 7 pi by 6 and 15 sine of 7 pi by 6. Or you could use the same thing but with negative. So it could be minus 15 cosine pi by 6 and minus 15 sine pi by 6. So either you use this or you can directly, this is the main one, but then you can see it is opposite too. So this is whatever is here is the same thing on the other side. So only thing both are minus minus and these are plus plus. Okay, so that was the question, and then now here there's one question missing here. There's one more question. What if this circle was? Let's see if I can increase. They give you the point. No, this one. Oh, I can. So if I make this circle, no, no, no. Okay. Suppose this they gave you a point somewhere over here. Mm, I'm gonna take off this. Let me delete all this. Mm. So they gave a point where this point is at I think it is yeah. If you see on your paper, it will show you it is given to you 7.5, 7.5. So this one is given to you as 7.5 and 7.5. The question is, what is this minute hand? So that means this will be 7.5, this will be 7.5, and you can use Pythagorean theorem. That's you don't know and call this as the radius r here. So r square is 7.5 square plus 7.5 square. And if you take a square root of this, you'll see you end up getting 10.6. So that means this will be 10.6. That's all it is. So it's just wanted to make sure you understand also knowing this. And because these two are same, x and y, both are positive. Okay, and this angle will be pi by 4 also 45 degrees because it has to be the same. So your x and y is the same. So this is 7.5. Remember, you have to if you want to know. So here, uh, this So the question was asked. The question was asked, what is the minute hand? So this is the length of minute hand. So this one, this is so. But when you want to find the coordinate, you have to be careful. This is 10 points. So this is 10.6. So they gave you this is 7.5. This is 7.5. So the x here is 7.5 and 7.5, both positive are given. So it has to be in the first quadrant, both. So the thing what I'm trying to say is they did not ask you if I want to know the sine of an angle at whatever that angle here, let's theta, which is pi by 4. So cosine, let's say cosine of the theta, which is now it is pi by 4. Cosine is adjacent over, this is the adjacent, 7.5 divided by 10.6, and the sine of pi by 4. So remember, pi by 4 is 45 degrees. Uh, this one, and that is again 7.5 divided by 10.6. So you see this answer will be 0.7, and this also will be 0.7. So that is the ratio of cosine of the angle and the sine of the angle. So this is the 7.3 is. So I want you to pause the video and see if you can try. The center of a Ferris wheel is 40 feet off the ground and the radius is 30. So this is the Ferris wheel, which is 40 off. It means from the center here until down. That's where it is. The ground is from here to here is 40, but the radius of this one is 30. Question is asked: how high off the ground is the point this P when it rotates by angle pi by 12, pi by 2, and 5 pi by 6, and 5 pi by 3. So what this means is now I'm going to make zoom this. So this one I'll zoom in, make it a little bigger. Did I make it bigger? No. How do I make this bigger? I think so. Mm, mm, okay, now it become big. See, so I'm gonna use the x-axis and the y-axis here. Let's see if I can try that. So this is your x-axis. No, yeah, okay. So that's x-axis. Let's do y-axis. Almost there. I think little to the right. Little to the right. Okay. So that not yet. Okay. So you can see this. So the question is asked. The first question is what if it is this P goes around. So this is the P, right? So let me use okay, this is P. Now this P rotates around the Ferris wheel is rotating. So he's asking us at what height is the point P when it is pi by 6, pi by 12. See? So he's saying if it is pi by 12, what is pi by 12 means is half of pi by 6. So suppose pi by 6 is 30 degrees. If you take half of this and you just make half of this, and so this becomes pi by 12 is 15 degrees. So it's like 15 degrees. So then there is a skinny kind of a triangle there. So this is 30 degrees and there is a this is 30 feet and there is a triangle like a skinny one where that angle is. So we need to know how much is this height. See, this is that y. So to this one is already 30 and this is 10. So that means this is 40. So we want to know what is this part. So it's going to be 40 plus. So remember the y coordinate is always If this is given to you as 30 feet, so it means it is whatever the angle is pi by 6 here, sorry, pi by 12. The angle here is pi by 12. So it is going to be 40. So this, first of all, uh, so this is cosine, because it is, let me clean this. So this is 30 cosine of pi by 6, and the other one is 30 sine of, not pi by 6, pi by 12. Pi by 12. So that means this is that little skinny, that y, this is that y, 30 sine of pi by 12. So your answer will be, this answer is not, so it is 40 plus 30 sine of pi by 12. I don't know why they give this one. If you use the calculator, if you use this calculator, you will get around 48 feet. That's it. The next question they're asking is, what if it is pi by 2? So let me take everything off here. So if I take this off and I'm gonna rotate this point, and now goes pi by 2. Pi by 2 means right here. I mean, this was the original one, and the next one is goes right here. So this is the one. So what that means is the angle is pi by 2. So this is pi. So that means this point, because there is a, this is 30. So this is going to be, this point will be 0, x coordinate is 0 and 30. So you're already done. So there's not much you can do. So, and this one is already 40. So it is going to be, so for the angle pi by 2, the how far above is this point? This P, when it is right here, so it will be, so the point will be how high above the ground. This is the ground, right? This is going to be 40 and plus this 30, so total 70, and you're done. But if you want to write in the coordinate, in the sine cosine form, so it is 40 plus cosine of 30. So it's going to be 40 plus 30 is the radius times sine of pi by 2. So this is another way to write. The next question they give is was 5 pi by 6. So again, let me clean this off and see where is 5 pi by 6. And what is 5 pi by 6 means? First of all, pi by 6 is 30, right? And 5 pi by 6 means in a semicircle, you can see pi by 6, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. So somewhere here, this is 5 pi by 6. Because there are 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. So 5 30s gives you that. So I'll have to move this piece. This will go, so this is 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 here. That's it. So this is what the angle is 5 pi by 6. So all you need to know, how high is this? So this is already 40. So you're just adding 40 all the time. So it's going to be 40 plus, then you need to know how much is this part. See? And how do you find it? It is cosine of the angle. But because it is not a unit circle, it is, there's a, this is 30, right? This is 30, this is 30. So you have to write 30 cosine of 5 pi by 6. And then 30, I'm saying x and y both, and sine of 5 pi by 6. But we want only this. So this answer is 40. So I'm going to write 40 plus 30 cosine of 5 pi by 6. And you can use the calculator and you can get the answer is 55 feet. So this will be 55 feet. And finally, they also ask you if it was 5 pi by 3. So where is 5 pi by 3? Let's take this off. This time. So this, what is pi by 3? What is pi by 3? Is 60 degrees. So, you know, a whole round there will be 60, 60. So you'll see this will be 60, then another 60, another 60, another 60, and another 60, and total. So there are there are three on top, and there are six of them. So the question was, if it is 5 pi by 3, so where is 5 pi by 3 means 560. So you go all the way. So this is the one. So this goes 1 pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, 3 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3, and 5. That's how it is. So your answer will be this angle is 5 pi by 3. So to know this, we need to know this height. So you're just going to write down, this is 30. You write down 30 cosine of 5 pi by 3. So this is the answer. So your answer is going to be 40 plus 30 cosine of 5 pi by 3. Of course, this is going to be negative, and you're subtracting from 40, and you're going to get using the calculator, you'll get the answer as 14 feet, and you can check. And you can also check here. So in the dashboard, you can just put 40 plus, and then you can click on this one. Sorry, you just type in 30, and then you put cosine, COS, put open the parenthesis, and put 4 pi by 3. 5 pi divided by 3. There you go. You get the answer. Okay, so not cosine, I'm sorry, it should be sine. SIN. There you go. So you get 14.3. So I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I made a mistake here. So this should be not cosine, but this should be sine. So it is 30 times sine of the angle. The reason is you're not using, this is x, right? We want the y. This is x. We don't want y. We want the height. So if I want to know the height, it should be, so it should be this. This is not needed. What I did is the other one, 30 sine of 5 pi by 3. Okay. So the same thing is, I think if I have done mistake, you have to correct it. I would like to bring back whatever I made a mistake. Maybe it was like this. See, the earlier one was 5. It was 5 pi by 6. So this was 5 pi by 6. So you're supposed to take not this one, but it is 5 pi by 6. So it is 30 sine of 5 pi. Please correct that mistake of mine. And this is what you're supposed to put and get the answer. Okay, I'm tired. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you will complete the rest of them. And this completes. So this complete. There's one more I think you're supposed to do. So there's one more. I don't think I have it here. Yeah. So anyway, if there is any angle, you can always figure out yourselves. So next we'll see. So this completes lesson number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 was done before. Now 7. This was done, right? 7. Okay. So hope you guys understanding it. Takes a while. Trigonometry is hard, but you have to get used to. Remember, you have to get used to that. Anytime you have an angle like this, so that theta, always remember it. And if this is the radius, if radius is 1, it becomes unit circle, and you can directly write cosine theta and sine theta. But whenever there is like a r, then you have to put r cosine theta, r sine theta. So this is the main thing to understand. So that r is the most important number here. If r is 4, you just write 4 cosine theta, 4 sine theta. If r is 6, this is 6 cosine theta, 6 sine theta. That's the most important thing. And then also remember, if we have that pi by 6, if in one around there are altogether 12 of them. So if I can just break them into the 12 pi by 6, and if I try to do pi by 3, then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So altogether 6 pi by 3. So 6 pi by 3 here. And if it is pi by 4, you can say 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, 6 pi by 7 pi by 8. So there are 8 pi by 4. Okay, so this is another thing that you have to remember. And yeah, done. Thank you.